Hello, lovely people. I hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. It's Hila here, Saturday Night Stitch, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today's post, I'm going to show you some fabric that I bought during the Minerva VIP fabric sale, which fits in with my sort of new colors universe. And I'm also just going to share some purchases that I made in order to take my shirt making to the next level, because I am making a shirt for my husband, and that's the next sewing project that I'm going to start on. Okay, so let's get started, dive straight into it. Basically, I'm going to show you the fabric that I got a couple of weeks ago. It was the Minerva VIP sale, which I think they do twice a year. And I'm also a Craft Club member, which means I actually pay £20 a year for the benefit of getting a 10% discount whenever I buy fabrics from them. And I also get an extra 10% off when they have the VIP sale. So on the balance of things, given how much fabric I also buy from Minerva outside of my brand ambassador work, it is worth it I found over the years that I have been sewing. So I picked up some fabric and it is absolutely gorgeous. And it was even better than what I thought it would be. And it's always pleasant when that happens, isn't it? When you see a fabric and you kind of bond with it, but when you receive it, it's much, much better. So this was the case with this. I think it's called Eglantine. What's it called? Yeah, Eglantine and Zoe. I wonder if that's related to Eglantine, because I think there's this book called The Borrowers about the tiny people. And in one of those, there's this, I think they have a cousin called Eglantine. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, so this one's called Eglantine and Zoe, and it says Créé en France. So I think ideated in France, but made in Portugal. But it's a lovely, I want to say, it's like not quite a teal green, but quite, to me, it seems like a cool green. See if I can get it to focus. I do apologize. It is winter, so the lighting is just a little bit on the icky side. But yeah, it's a really, really beautiful green color, and it's a cool green, and it's got like these lovely flushes of sort of like pink, although the pink is a little bit warm, a little bit on the warm side, but overall the black striations and the dark green, they give it more of a cool one. So I thought actually there was something about this that I really, really liked, and it really caught my imagination. So I bought 3 meters of this. I wish I knew what I was going to make with it. I don't. I just really, really like the fabric. And despite the fact that I'm sorting through a lot of my fabric and working through things, I really felt like I could do something with this that would be good. And when I received it, I felt quite vindicated in following my instinct and actually just buying it, because I think it is going to be gorgeous, whatever it is. So it's quite drapey. It's got some drape to it, and it's a print, but it's got like a really lovely texture. It's sort of like a crepe, and I do like crepe fabrics. So I might see if I can do something with like a contrasting collar in black, and I think that would give it a very elegant and chic feel to it. It might be like a shirt dress with a tie at the waist. But yeah, it is really, really lovely. And 3 meters is a lot to work with. So I'm quite happy with that. So that was one of the fabrics that I got. The other fabric that I ended up buying, because I did this process of just adding things to the basket and adding things to the basket, and then fine-tuning the basket, and then fine-tuning the basket again, and then getting to a point where I was asking myself, am I going to be able to sew with this fabric within the next 6 months, and if the answer was probably a no, then it was like, it must come out, because I am trying to do a little bit of that. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I'm always optimistic. So the other thing that I got is 3/4 meter of this Lady McCalroy Scuba fabric. It's a cobalt blue flowers with really pops of hot pink and a little bit of coral over there against sort of like a black background. And I quite like this print. I have liked this print from afar for a long time. And I decided to get it because as I was sorting through my wardrobe after the color analysis, I was going through my wardrobe and I was seeing what I'm going to sort of keep and what's just going to be put on the side so that I can play within the colors that I have. I actually found that a couple of the skirts that I had made, these A-line scuba skirts where I drafted the pattern for them, they weren't quite fitting in. And so I donated those to my sisters. They got to pick which ones they wanted. And so I'm now missing skirts for my standard winter ensemble is the A-line scuba skirt with a roll neck top, leggings, and boots. And it's a look that I love, and I wear that constantly in fall and in winter because I can just add on layers to it, but I'm completely covered up. So, and I drafted the pattern to only require 3/4 of a meter of fabric. And so I bought 3/4 of a meter of fabric for this, and I will have a thick waistband for it. And that's going to replace that gap that has been created by having to donate the ones that were outside of my color. So that's the other fabric that I bought, this Lady McCalroy fabric. So those are the things that I bought from the Minerva VIP sale. And it was really nice to be able to be very mindful and very intentional about that. Sorry, I'm just trying to change the lighting a little bit. The sun is dipping in and out. We have some really beautiful clouds out there, like really beautiful cloud formations. And they're just moving about really quickly. But so the next thing is I've been making shirts for my husband for a really long time, and I love making shirts for him. I love seeing him wearing my shirts as well. There's just something a little about, seeing him wearing something that I have made. It's like I'm putting my stamp on him in a way. It's really fun. Really weird and primordial, but I love it. And one of my favorite sewing patterns, which I bang on about a lot, is McCalls M6044. And I did a full tutorial for when I made him a Christmas shirt. It is honestly, this pattern is so underrated. It's like such a banging pattern. And I do this thing actually where I write the dates for when I've made it for him. So I'm making him another of these shirts. And we were just trying on the shirts to make sure that measurements haven't changed, And so he was trying on the octopus one, the octopus squid one, which is one of my favorites. He's had this one for 4 years now. And the print's a little bit faded, but it's still, it's still there. And I did a lot of contrasting. I've got that black and it's over there. And then I used the cotton and steel thingy on there. So it really, really so much fun with the details. But one of the complaints that he's always had about the shirts that I make him is how after a few washes, the collar kind of goes a little bit floppy. It goes just a little bit floppy. Hang on, I'm just going to go grab one of the other shirts to show you the difference. So because of those complaints, I put myself to study and I started really, really looking at some of the Marks & Spencer's shirts that we have that he really likes, because Marks & Spencer's, they do really good quality shirts at a very affordable price. So I do get him those, especially the plain colored ones. And this one is from Costco, which was a very nice quality shirt. And so when I was looking at them, right, so this Costco one, we've had this one for over 2 years now, I think. But as you can see, despite all of the washes, the collar is still very much solid compared to this one, which is really quite floppy. And the same goes here for this Marks & Spencer's one. And so the one thing, so then I spent some time reading about the interfacings, and I basically found out that the interfacings that I'd been using were just not strong enough, and I needed to get something else. And on the pattern review forum boards, they were talking about this fashion supply sewing shop which sells the interfacing that's used in industry for collars. Unfortunately, that's in America, and I live in the United Kingdom. But touch wood, fingers crossed, throw salt all over, and what have you. My father-in-law should be coming to us for Christmas in a few weeks. So I've ordered some to have those sent to him, and then, when he comes, I have that. But in the meantime, I also found out about this SF101 Shapeflex interfacing, which apparently is supposed to be great for using in collars and cuffs. So it's not like hang on, let me just show you. So it's not like, say, this interfacing, the villain interfacing that we use. And even though I'd been using on some of the shirts some woven interfacing, it was still getting like that. So I'm hoping that I will have better luck with this. So I bought this off of Amazon, and I got it with next day delivery. And it's, I haven't actually opened it to look at it. I've been so busy with prepping for Christmas. And yes, I know it's only November, but most of my Christmas preparations are something like 40% of the way through. And yeah, so I hadn't actually opened it, but this is what it looks like. It's like it's woven, as you can see, and it's got the glue on the one side. So I'm going to do a test sample on it. In fact, after I finish recording, the next job is to actually test this out on the fabric of choice. So this is the pattern that I'm going to be using, okay? And this is the chambray fabric that I'm going to be using. So it's like a navy gray, but it's got a lovely sheen to it because of how it's woven. So it's like a lighter blue on one side here, and then it's the navy blue. So it's been pre-washed. I pre-washed it, and it's been in the tumble dryer. I haven't pressed it yet, which is the next thing that I have to do. I have to press it, and then I'm going to try that. And then the other thing that I noted about these shirt collars, how they seem to be built, like all of them, they've got these little things in here. So this one's actually got it so that you can take them out to wash, and then you put it back in. So I bought the little, what are they called? Collar ribs. That's what they're called, the collar ribs. I got these from Minerva as well during one of the sales, not this one. I think it was another sale where I got a Vogue sewing pattern. But that's the thing. So I'm going to try and use that for this particular shirt that I'm going to be making for my husband. And I'm going to try and take my time with it to make sure that I get the collar right. And this is all dependent, of course, on the tests that I'm going to do around this particular Pelon SF101 Shapeflex interfacing. It does say that you're supposed to use it for handbags, pouches, and accessories as well. So that's giving me hope that it's something that is quite solid. So that is my very short little video today about the things that I have and what I'm going to be up to. So I thought I'd also very quickly give you an update on what I'm planning to put out over the next few months or so. So I've got a browse through finally coming through with the November issue. It's just taking forever to get to me, but I'm just accepting that is possibly what it's going to be like for the next however long. And then I'm also going to finish off the Bertha 10 2020 dress. I just have the buttons and the hemming to go. The video is going to be coming out very, very soon for that. And I'll do more videos on the color analysis stuff, because after I finished recording the video and I posted it, I actually realized I left out so much other things about what I've been doing, like showing you the scarves that I bought, which are within my colors. And that's like a quick way of making sure that you add color to you. So I'm going to be doing that as well. And I will be recording some more of my fabric sortings through as I shop my stash as I destash my stash as well. Hopefully inspire anybody else out there who's also going through a sewing room transformation, because that's what's going on here, a big sewing room transformation. And I'd love to share that. I also forgot to mention that I will be doing quite a few show and tell videos, which I'm prepping for, so those will be coming very soon. And if that's the sort of thing that interests you, then do hit the subscribe button. I put out video content pretty regularly, and do like the video that supports the channel. And another way of supporting the channel is to check out the merch shop, where I've got Better Sewn Than Perfect mugs and pockets like everything if you just want to have some lovely little uplifting mantras in your sewing room. And until I see you next time, lovely people, happy sewing. Bye.